So we had to, even though we missed it on our last episode, we have to talk about the new Anthony Edwards AE2 spot, just because, we keep saying that this is a space that we're watching. And so coming off of the AE1 era and that whole world that they built around that, we have to talk about this new spot for the AE2. So in the spot, you see Anthony Edwards kind of like in slow motion, going up for a dunk, but the soundscape is really what makes the spot. And it's a whole bunch of clips of folks with like negative things to say about him. So you hear like Joe Budden's voice talk about, how he's in 7 brand campaigns but doesn't want to be the face of the league. That's the only voice that I could like recognize, but all of the clips sounded like they came from actual platforms and actual like sports commentary that's out there that they sourced to bring this spot together. And then at the end, of course, he like dunks the ball and is like, okay, what's next, kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like this is a continuation of what we've seen Adidas do with Anthony Edwards. And for that, I want to say like the consistency and all that, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I think we've been tracking along just to see what Adidas will do, what they will continue to do. I think they're continuing to have like these timely messages around the product, around the athlete, to ultimately keep the consumer engaged, and what they'll continue to do with like the AE part of the franchise, with the brand. So yeah, I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. I think they like do these, what do you call it? Like episodes or seasons.
Yeah.
Along with the rollout.
Yeah.
And the seasons.
Yeah. I will say like I was a little surprised that the spot ended with like him and his friend back in that peach colored room. Because I thought that the whole point of like the ending of the last one was getting out of that. But maybe that was all a trick where it's just like, okay, we've built this world. We don't want to abandon this world that we've built so much like equity in. So I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like it will all be connected some way, somehow.
The Timberwolves and the Lakers are playing a series. I think right now the Timberwolves are up 3-1 against the Lakers. That was a really good game if you missed it. But in game 3, Adidas kind of did an extension of their recent campaign that featured Ice-T and like the whole like investigation, when he dunks on somebody, that whole thing. And they brought that IRL courtside to game 3. So they had like his shoes as evidence after he won and after he had like dunked on somebody. They did something, I think, near the stadium. I thought that was super smart, bringing all of that stuff full circle and actually making it a 360 campaign and not just, social spots that we see every now and then.
Yes, I actually love this. And they had Ice-T at the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's holding like the evidence bag.
Yeah.
Yo, Adidas is really killing it right now.
They are. They really are. I wish some of these other brands would fight back harder.
Yeah.
I mean, this just goes to show they are. This just goes to show like how much fun you can have with this, though. But like, I want to see a little bit more banter back and forth between these brands. We have seen a little bit of it,
I mean, and it's also like it's sport, it's competition. Like brands should lean into that too. Like obviously, we're 2 brands at the top of the game, and they should lean into, especially during like playoff season and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and some of your biggest
Sorry, I was just gonna say
athletes.
like, and I will say like what the Jordan team has been doing with Luca has been
Mm,
pretty good. We haven't really talked about it because Luca ain't black, but
right.
I guess Michael Jordan is, and it is Jordan brand.
Yeah, we can do that. We can.
But
That's
like
a nice
they
lens.
the Jordan team has been kind of killing it too. But I think it all comes down to gameplay, right? So like if your team is down 3-1, how
Yeah.
how
What do
kind of
you
like
say?
in your
What's your?
face and boisterous can the brand really be? So
Yeah.
they're kind of handcuffed by just like what's going on the court a bit. But I think up until this point, Jordan has been doing a really good job with Luca. I mean, the um, the Grizzlies got swept, so not really much you can do
Yeah.
there with Ja.
And he just launched a new sneaker.
Yeah,
There
and
was
the sneaker looks
opportunity.
really good too.
Yeah, I like the what they did with the Nike check.
Yeah.
It's like a Ja. It spells Ja, but with the check being a J. That was cute.
Who else they
But
got
yeah,
over
and
there?
then who? Nike?
Yeah.
Obviously LeBron.
Oh, yeah,
Like
true.
that's they have tons.
Hmm?
Like it's over. Nike has a ton, and they also have a lot of athletes that have like signature
Yeah.
sneakers and stuff like that. So there's a lot they could do.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Kick the
Did you
playoffs are
see
just
the
kicking off, so there's time.
Yeah, yeah, there is time. Did you see the new Adidas spot with Anthony Edwards and his best friend Nick Maddox?
Was it kind of like a documentary about their friendship or something like that?
Yeah, it's a documentary. Just like more in the life of, but it's allowing his friend to give interview, like more interview style. But then also just them hanging out. They went to their old high school, so they have a shorter spot that's like the trailer that they have on social. But then there's also a longer spot, and this is an extension of the everyone needs someone campaign. But just taking it a leg further, I thought we should mention it just because we've talked about the campaign on
Yeah.
here. It's like this campaign has legs and different webs, and it's alive. Like I like that it wasn't just that those couple of spots that we talked about last. It seems like this is ongoing.
Yeah. I saw a little bit of it. I saw that it came out, and I think I saw a little bit of it and got distracted. But I mean, I'm not mad at you. Already know how I feel about the campaign as a whole, but like it exists. It's out there. So like, yeah, I like
Yeah.
this kind of storytelling around those support systems. Like I think there's in that campaign, Aaliyah Boston is getting her hair done by her mom or something like that. I would love to see a version of this, like with her and her mom. There was a couple of other athletes in there with their support systems and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's some cool stuff some cool storytelling they can do with it. I still think the spot itself is soft as shit, but it is what it is.
I thought it was just the WNBA one that you thought was soft. You
No, I
think
thought the whole thing.
the whole?
I thought the whole
Oh
campaign was
God,
soft.
Janelle.
I think that
Well,
the
listen,
WNBA part was the softest, but
I get it. I understand why you feel that way.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I saw like 3 individual pieces. I think it started off with the Adidas Anthony Edwards spot,
That's what
and
I saw.
what really drew me to it was the use of Fantasia's
When I see you.
"When I See You" in it. Number one, because I thought it was a really good tie back to his feature in the Netflix docuseries Starting Five.
Oh, yeah.
There's a scene in there where he's like hanging out with his family, I think back in Atlanta, and they're like all singing along to the song. And also like that's like the Black Boy Joy anthem.
It really
Like,
is. It really is. It really
Like-
is.
I got something that'll cheer you up, Jack.
I go the other way. I just shut it when it speaks. Let's let where my knees go weak.
Yeah, black men in that song. I don't know how to describe the feelings that it evokes for you all. So to see that in a spot for Adidas was really cool. And the fact that like that spot didn't feature any product either. It's just like him, his homeboy driving him to a game. He seems a little like out of it. He plays that song to cheer him up. We're going to call this segment Tequila Wars.
Tequila Wars. What do we have this week in Tequila Wars?
So this week in Tequila Wars, I think right after we recorded the last episode, it was announced that Little Yachty has a tequila seltzer coming out called Yacht Water. Now, what I will say is this. The branding, beautiful. The spot, amazing. The name, great. Where it falls flat is the story. Because even in the spot itself, he says, I don't drink.
Hello world, Yachty here. And for those who may know me, I'm sure you guys know that I don't really enjoy alcohol. But honestly, it's not that I don't want to, I just don't like the taste. Like, I tried them all. And let's just say, none of them made me want to drink. You wanted something better. You wanted something that tastes good. So, we made yacht water. So, we made yacht water. We made this drink the way it should be. Really fucking good. Add a free reposado tequila, real fruit juice, sea salt, and sparkling water. That's it. No fake, all real, everything. You probably think I'm a paid sponsor. Well, your stupid ass is wrong. Yacht Water? It's my company. And I did this for us. Yacht Water. It's the official drink of me, Lil Yachty.
Cut. Yachty, for the last time, it's the official drink of drinking.
It's the official drink of whatever I want it to be.
I don't like the taste.
I don't like the taste
Of alcohol.
Why the hell do you have a tequila seltzer then?
So here's where this story makes sense.
Okay.
I want to enjoy alcohol. I unfortunately can't enjoy alcohol because I don't like the taste. Therefore, I'm going to make an alcohol where I do enjoy the taste, so then I can enjoy alcohol.
I get that. The other side of the coin is this. Everybody in the world, as we discussed last time, has a tequila. The other thing is like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but more and more as I'm going out, the non-alcoholic segment of the menus has gotten larger and larger. Gen Z don't really drink like that.
That's true.
And that's his core consumer.
That's true.
So like, could this have been an opportunity for him to tap in and double click into him not drinking and meet the needs of other people in that realm that don't drink but still want to socialize around a, you know, an experience of like non-alcoholic cocktail or something of that nature? Why would you then make another tequila?
Great points you raise here. I'm sticking to my point where I think he actually wants to consume alcohol, but is unable to because he doesn't like the taste. So he wanted to create something. Because in the spot, he talks about, he says something of the notion of like, it is whatever I want it to be. Like whatever that tagline was, it's not in my mind right now. But I get what you're saying, but I also understand why he went the route of creating a brand that does have alcohol. Because he wants to consume it. I think that's the point.
That's a dumb reason, though, to me. Like, sure, you want to consume alcohol, but the fact remains, like, you don't drink, and a large portion of your segment also doesn't, and everybody in the business has a tequila. This was your opportunity to do something different, do something new, and kind of like be a pioneer in that space. And you just kind of like fell in line. But Maybe.
I disagree. Not strongly though.
Okay.
A loose disagreement. But Lil Yachty, he's been like someone. He's not someone that is not used to or has not been tapped by brands or done like several partnerships. This seems like it's the right move for him. We'll see how it does. Are we gonna try it?
Like I said last time, yeah, duh, of course. If we can get our hands on it.
Oh, right. I think it's only being sold right now in like the Atlanta region or something like that. So I'm not going to be pressed to see it, get it. But
have you ever had a cacti? Travis Scott's seltzer, agave seltzer, whatever? Me either. What's going on with that?
I didn't know that it exists. Did. Have you ever had it?
No. I feel like there's a lot of these little products out in the world that's just like
they don't make it to wherever. Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, if I ever come across one, I'll taste it for research purposes. Same thing with Meg Thee Stallion's tequila for research purposes only. Your girl, Meg Thee Stallion, just dropped a tequila. I ain't doing all that.
You do, or you guys say hotties?
Why?
Because we talking about Meg.
So for the hotties, she dropped a new tequila called. I'm about to sound real.
You gotta just sing the song.
I don't know the song. I listened to it once. I didn't memorize that song.
Y'all hear the song?
You pronounce it. How you pronounce it? Tequila.
Chicas.
Chicas what?
Chicas.
Okay, so she has a new tequila, like everybody else, right?
Right.
Does this make sense? I mean, she is the hot. What is it? The hot girl coach.
She's gonna make it make sense.
Is she?
No, it doesn't make. First of all, I think Amadi, you said it, or did you say it?
What?
Why is it a tequila?
Yeah. Why is it a tequila?
And not that Megan Thee Stallion can't like tequila or hasn't historically liked tequila, but I think she was driving the boat with Douce, Hennessy, cognac, something. It wasn't tequila, like in all those, just drive the boat. But I mean, does it make sense for any celeb that decides they want to drop a liquor brand?
I mean, I think it's tequila specifically that I'm kind of over. Like, everybody wants to drop a tequila, and I'm tired.
But she said it don't make you make a
That's
shot
what they
face.
all say. What, you think George Clooney came out and said, mine makes you make the shot face? No, it's smooth. It's always smooth.
So we trying it?
Of course we are. Of course we are. But like, damn. How many since the beginning of time? I think the day after hip hop was founded was the first tequila partnership.
We got to find that. Like, when was the first tequila partnership?
I don't know. It's probably.
But since that has happened, it literally has snowballed into.
Like, who does not have a tequila?
That's the better question to ask. Or a liquor, like a spirit liquor sponsorship.
But like, I'm not mad at a spirit, but like, do something. Like, can somebody come out with like a mezcal? Ooh, that's really mixing it up. If we're going to appropriate cultures, let's just go wild with it.
Don't A$AP Rocky got a
what?
He has a whiskey. Mercer and Prince.
Okay.
He has a whiskey.
But
it's Japanese. Isn't it Japanese inspired?
Of course.
So
of course it is.
We going over there.
Yeah. Are there any African spirits that we could like
tap into?
Right? There are.
There are?
Yeah, I'm sure. There has to be. I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure.
Okay. Well, we'll report back on that. I mean the branding is cute. The little spot was cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I don't like the bottle. I'm gonna be honest.
I know why you don't like the bottle.
Why don't I like the bottle?
Because it makes you think about being in college and how you felt real
Yeah,
like that
it gave
girl
me
when you
Nouveau.
had
It gave me
Nouveau.
Nouveau
I
vibes.
knew, I knew that's what it was.
Shout out to my
You-
Nouveau face. Don't do that. Don't do that, Amadi.
You was feeling like this is like Nouveau-ish, and I'm beyond that.
Yeah, it is giving like starter liquor.
I feel that.
It's given like back when we was drinking Andre and thought we was cute. You know, going to the liquor store before hitting the function. Got to
Yeah.
get there before the metro closes. You know.
Do you know the price point?
No.
I'm wondering who's the audience, who's the target audience, like who's it priced for?
21-year-olds for sure. Probably.
I feel that.
Yeah.
By the way, it's chicas divertidas.
See, and that's exactly why I didn't say it. Because
Why
say it
is-
again. What is it? Amadi, come say that on the mic right quick.
Say it one more time.
Chicas divertidas.
Divertidas.
You sound nuts.
Divertidas.
Okay. You learn something new every day. All right. Thank you, Duolingo.
Right. Period.
We talk a lot here about beauty brands that are helmed by celebrities and things of that nature. A brand that we have that kind of spearheaded that, but that we haven't talked about in a really long time is Fenty Beauty. And it was announced recently that LVMH, who is the owner, who owns Fenty Beauty, is selling a 50% stake in the company. And I'm wondering why. Why is that? You know, a brand that's helmed by Rihanna. We always talk about the fact that everything Rihanna touches turns to gold. But are we seeing, like, is this a mark of the market being fully saturated? And did you foresee that once this bubble started to burst, that Rihanna would be affected? I didn't see that coming.
This is interesting. This is very interesting. I guess not so much. This is interesting. I am of the standpoint that I think, yes, the bubble is bursting, and I think that these parent companies are starting to de-risk. And the numbers don't lie. So I think there's a downtrend in terms of revenue versus investment because it is just oversaturated now. Like, you find your favorite beauty products, and then, a few weeks, a couple months go by, or a couple re-ups on those beauty brands, you're already like seeing an ad or wanting to try something different. I think that it's de-risking and wanting to allocate that money to like core luxury investments that they have in their portfolio. And I think when you have these artists tied in, or these artist-led or persona-led brands, they do fizzle out eventually. And maybe they're starting to see that decline on the back end. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. Otherwise, why?
Yeah. I mean, I think the other thing that I think about is the fact that Fenty Beauty was one of, if not the first beauty brand on the market to kind of come in and really kind of hit the mark from a inclusion standpoint, right? They came in with like 40 different shades when other brands weren't doing that. And it was all about the fact that it was like a super inclusive brand. And it's not lost on me the fact that we're having all of these conversations about like diversity and inclusion and things of that nature. And then like one of the most inclusive beauty brands on the market is kind of like in flux at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I could be.
No,
I could be
I like
reaching, but
I don't think that's a reach. I don't think that's a reach at all, especially when you think of like how everything is intertwined from like administration, government, dollars, everything. Coupled with that, you said like when Fenty first came on the market, it had a lot going for itself. But I think the relevance and like the cultural fit that it had, I think it's reached its potential. And it's like, is there still growth opportunity here, or did it reach it? And now it's time kind of like to move on. That's what these brands are thinking about when they're in those meetings, and they're like thinking about, okay, where do we allocate the budget or money for the next 5-10 years? And maybe now they figure Fenty has struck iron, and when it was hot, and now it's not.
Yeah.
No love lost on Rihanna. She's still dope, but if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, are they selling the full 50% stake, or are they selling a portion? Because I know Brianna obviously still has 50% ownership. It could be interesting if they sell the full 50%, then the brand could go in a whole different direction.
Right.
It could get really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw. I don't know if it's their full 50% or 50% of their 50%. That's a good question.
And one time, didn't she pause a part of Fenty before? Didn't she have like a ready-to-wear line that she stopped earlier on?
She did. That I also believe was that not also owned by LVMH?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So maybe the tides are just coming in. Who knows? But this is another one we'll keep our eye on.
We have an update from your girl with Win Beauty. And apparently things, unfortunately, are not looking great. So it seems like there was a strategic partnership that fell through between the parent company of
Good Glam Group.
Good Glam Group. That's the parent company that owns Win Beauty. And not just Win Beauty. This report is probably just kind of like highlighting Win Beauty because it is Serena owned or Serena backed. But it seems like there's a couple of brands that are now kind of in jeopardy because of that partnership falling through. But this particular post or this particular article goes on to say how a lot of celebrity-backed beauty brands are underperforming despite the fact that the beauty industry is growing. I mean, I think that that's probably like not including the Hailey Biebers of the world.
Yeah.
But I think probably more are than aren't.
Yeah, I mean, this sucks. I think this is just situational. It's not. Yeah, this in particular, this situation we're talking about is situational to the investors or the lenders of Good Glam Group. They've taken charge of the assets of Good Glam Group and are in the process of selling the different brands of Good Glam Group. So I believe it's possible that Win Beauty could end up being sold to another like umbrella company. But I think it's really going to all depend on what those bottom line sales have been. That's what I want to say first. My second piece, though, is about Win Beauty itself and the opportunity that I feel like was missed. I think they did a good job at launch, but since then, it's just kind of like falling flat. You haven't seen her talk about, it's like, let's launch. We have all these plans for launch, and then we're done. We're moving on to the next. Like, you saw her everywhere when it first launched and came out. What was that, last year? Literally. She was at the US Open. They had activations. Where was that this year? Or I think you called it, like, there's so much opportunity, especially Serena, as you being an athlete, to partner with some of these other athletes across different sports to make sure your brand, they're doing the work for you. You don't even have to Win Beauty. You don't have to do the work or the legwork. Like, put in the partnership, like in your social channels, make sure you're putting on your makeup before you go on court. You're an official, spokesperson of the brand, etc. I feel like none of that happened, and it's a huge missed opportunity, especially leveraging Serena as like one of the biggest female sports figure that's out here. Like, you got a brand and you're not letting it work for you.
Yeah. I think that, this year's US Open was a big missed opportunity. I mean, I haven't looked up the numbers yet, but I would bet that they saw record numbers of viewership.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of key like sports moments that they just kind of miss. Paris
Right.
Olympics. Like, why is I think I can't remember
And a
who
lot.
was it like Fenty Beauty
Now
maybe or
Fenty got that on lockdown.
yeah, it's just like Serena, you're a former athlete or you are an athlete. Like these are spaces that you should be in and these are personal relationships that you should be building. The fact even not to get back on it, but like the fact that she didn't even like show up to the US Open and it's just like are you not mentoring these like young tennis player like that would have been so easy for somebody to sit at the damn like post match press conference putting on like after every match with Coco Gauff she was putting that Rolex on that New Balance jacket and walking up to talk to Mary Jo. Like same thing with Osaka with the Labubus. Like someone could have pulled out a Win Beauty, did a little swipe of the lip, and gone up to the mic to talk about how they just whipped some ass on the court.
Taylor
Literally.
Townsend would have been the girl.
Taylor Townsend would have been perfect. Perfect. I mean, you wouldn't have known that going in. But yeah, if you had all the black girls out there with the Win Beauty partnership, that would have made headlines all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my gripe with Win Beauty. I'm like, y'all launched it and then it was like on to the next. Even with Athlos, like you're aligning with GLP-1s, right? And your husband's brand in that sector, but you're not even bringing your own brand and aligning to the effort. I mean, I think they had a small activation there, but nothing like I think with individual athletes. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, 1 year is a short stint, a short run. If this is the end of
opening,
it.
grand closing.
Yeah.
Let's
for
hope
real.
not. But yes, Savannah James is launching a luxury skincare line. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Add her to the list. You already know how I feel about this, except for one caveat. The way that I found out about this, you know where I'm going with this. The way I found out about this was because I believe she partnered with Howard University, right?
Yep. Yes, she did.
And I was like, you know what? She gets a pass.
She gets a pass.
She sure does.
That's exactly what I was going to double tap on for you for this question for y'all Howard alum does it make it different because she tapped Howard?
Yes, I'm biased.
That is crazy. That is absolutely asinine.
Okay.
So let me tell you. So she's launched this luxury skincare brand. So you have to make sure that you understand that it's luxury. It's separated from the others. It's called Reframe Beauty. So while I think the venture is met with excitement, I think people are starting to have that fatigue just like we are. I don't think we are an anomaly when it comes to this feeling of like these celebrities launching these brands. Why? Is it because there's a lower barrier to entry? I don't know. I think it just goes back to the same conversation that there's market saturation and why? We need something. I need something to do, and it's like, what can I do? Oh, I can just launch a beauty brand. You know what I can do? My husband we're billionaires. I can tap Howard, do some research, but I'm like, what's the difference?
What I do notice very different from some of the other ones is this price point. Mm-hmm. This is given, like you're not walking in. Well, no, I don't know. Maybe you do walk into Sephora and get this one, but pigment processor at $115. Compression complex. What? I don't even know what these words mean.
Yeah, it's definitely
95.
positioned as a luxury brand. So, are you saying like that separates it a bit?
I think the consumer might be a little bit different than like who was the last person that we talked about that launched a skincare line?
SZA.
Well, that's definitely a different consumer.
Right. Speaking of, let me tell you a quick side story. Like I said, I went to go see the SZA and Kendrick show in Seattle. I was there with my homegirl,
Did you get
Jazz.
did you get the bug chapstick? What is it called?
No, but she was like, we should go early to go check out the pop-up. I said, bitch, not me. You can go stand in line in the rain to go get some Not Beauty. I'll see you inside at the show. That's crazy.
It's crazy. You
I
didn't
said,
go
you
get
think
the
I'm gonna be
Not
standing in
Beauty?
line with a whole bunch of 12-year-olds to get some chapstick? No.
You ain't even check it out. I told you had to
No.
start doing market research, Janelle.
No. As a matter of fact, we were late. They were packing up by the time we pulled up.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh, damn. Should have hustled.
That's messed up. But I mean, at least you didn't fake it because you had already said.
Yeah, would that have been crazy if I said that and then somebody caught me standing in line?
That
In
would
the
have been
rain.
insane.
No. But number one, I think that there's a distinction between skincare lines and makeup lines. To be very clear, I'm sick of both of them.
Okay.
I think both spaces are oversaturated. Unless you want to launch it in collaboration with Howard University, in which case, go
Janelle,
forth.
So we got Savannah James now with Reframe Beauty. I'm just talking about the oversaturation of the market.
Yes, it
You
is
have
oversaturated.
Rihanna with Fenty Skin.
Yes.
You have, your girl, Alicia Keys also has a skincare line.
Yeah, sure.
Keys Soul Care. You have Pharrell Williams, Human Race. And then I think Idris and his wife has a brand.
Probably.
I'm like, I don't know. We're fatigued.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a defense of it. I don't.
Yeah, so should we start a skincare wars at this point?
Yeah, we got tequila wars, makeup wars, skincare wars,
Yeah.
shapewear wars. I feel like the influencer girlies already tapped that market, but I think that's about to be an even bigger, A-list type market. You got Skims in that lane, Fenty had Savage and whatever they were doing over. I really feel like, watch out. She by Sheree with athleisure might be coming through.
Oh my God, we're not doing that. Okay. But what I will say, in all seriousness, with the Savannah James line, I think you said something that makes me think this could have its own niche thing. And I want to see what it does, with the positioning of the brand and who the consumer might be. So that's kind of my takeaway from this conversation. I think she might have tapped a different audience and positioned herself differently.
I do. I think she is going for the affluent Black consumer with disposable income that can spend this kind of money on skincare products. The packaging is cute. And, I'm a sucker for product packaging. I don't know. Savannah, if you want to, send some product over this way, I'm not going to return to sender.
Right. It'll be warmly accepted.
Yes. SZA, and we talk a lot about this space. So SZA has launched her own beauty line called Not Beauty. Did you see that? It looks like it's a line of, right now at least, just kind of lip glosses, because apparently she's known for her lip gloss. When I think of SZA, I don't think of lip gloss, but okay. Sure. And I thought, the name and Not Beauty, and then the visual aesthetics of it being very nature. Nature forward, which is her thing. She likes dressing up as a bug, and she got bugs on tour. Tour with her. Sure.
She has bugs on tour with her. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw some it looked like praying mantis on stilts at the concert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to that concert too, and I'm just okay, not too much of that. Them tickets are expensive.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all comes together. But You will know how I feel about this space. It's the same way I feel about tequila. It's just like it's oversaturated. We don't need another celebrity makeup line. We really don't. Like we only got but so many faces, so much skin. Like I only
It's
got
only
one
but
one set of
so
lip.
much
Yeah, there's but
that
so
you're
much
gonna be able
makeup
to.
I can wear.
Okay, that was my initial reaction, and not that my positioning has changed on exactly everything you said. Like I'm tired. You only got but so much skin, but I feel like she's testing the market, and this is the reason why I say she didn't go like it's direct to consumer, but not in a way where you can go to scissor.com and order it. You're only able to purchase this if you go to one of the tour stops
For now.
for now. But I think this is an opportunity for them to see what the market is liking or isn't liking. Obviously, people are posting about it on TikTok because it feels exclusive. Being that like, oh, you can't just order it. You got to go to the concert in order to be able to purchase this. And then people are giving real life feedback like, oh, I like it. I don't like it. This is what I like about it, blah, blah, blah. But I think SZA and team, they're able to say, okay, should we keep this? Should we build upon it? Is it a market for it? Even if it's a niche market, is it just for my fan base or should we expand on this? So I think they're doing a great job in like their intention and how they're rolling it out, and not just being like, oh, this is a beauty brand and we're going all of these things and mascara and this and that and all the things that come with it.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm not mad at how she's approaching the space, while still it remains like, is this what we need?
I'll give her that as far as like the rollout of it, just like kind of testing and learning. Number one, well, two things. I think, yeah, I agree with that point. And that like if you are going to play in this space, then you need to approach it from a different, more strategic way than anybody else in the industry, or just differently. The other thing is that I do think like I'm not the target consumer for this product, right? I think that
Yeah,
this is
that's
for
fair.
preteens and teens and people who had their parents drive them to the pop-up, right?
Yes.
And I could see preteen me telling my mom like, oh, but it's not makeup, it's not beauty, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
natural and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, like I could so see making that argument, or like teenagers making that argument, and it being for them. And even thinking about like how many 30 something year olds driving to go to a pop-up to get some lip gloss from SZA. Like it's just not
Right.
for
Yeah.
for me. But to your point, I think it's smart that like she's physically there at all the pop-ups right now. It's only popping up in cities that the tour is in right now. We'll see after the tour, or halfway through the tour, however long it takes for them to have a broader rollout, what that looks like. I did see a funny tweet about the line, and that because when she first came out, she was putting on them fake freckles and lying about them not being fake freckles.
Yeah. Line.
Got it, lying. And someone mentioned that this was a missed opportunity for her to like come out with like a freckle pin or something like that. Just like jokingly, of course.
Oh yeah.
But just what other? I'm interested to see what other spaces she goes into with the makeup line and how she continues to roll it out. But I still think it's an oversaturated market, and there are a lot more interesting things about SZA than her lips and her lip gloss application.
Yeah, for
that she
sure.
could've
I
tapped
think
into.
Yeah, I think historically the reason why celebrities jump to beauty is I think there's a lower barrier to entry, especially if you can throw your name behind it. But there are several beauty brands that have launched and they're just sitting there. Like you walk in Sephora, you're overwhelmed. Like
Yeah.
who, what do I do? Which one? So
Yeah.
yeah, +1 to all that. Literally +1.
Yeah. All right. Well, on to a really big cultural moment as of late that has yet to stop, the rollout of the Clipse album. After 16 years, the Clipse are back together and releasing music with Pharrell. The album dropped, last Friday? Last week. Let God sort them out. And I mean, I think that it was the most thorough album rollout that we've seen in a really, really long time. And I just think it's because it's not that they did anything unusual. I just think they hit all the beats and they hit them very, very hard.
Yeah. Can you give us some more context of the rollout?
For sure.
What were you saying? What did it entail?
So it entailed the right interviews. I saw them sit down with Jerry Lorenzo. They sat down with Joe Budden. They sat down with, I believe, Ebro. I know that the album listening was with Apple Music and done live on the platform. They collaborated with at least five fashion brands, right? Mm-hmm. So they did BBC, and they did Carhartt, Cause, Verdi. Everywhere you looked, you saw something going on with the rollout. They did a Tiny Desk. Every time, I feel like every day is something new, something different.
Something else hitting.
They did a Reddit AMA last week, which was hilarious. Some of the responses that they had, pretty funny. So yeah, and and I think throughout the whole thing, they were being themselves. Right out the gate, Pusha T was taking shots. Malice just kind of behind him, just that's my brother, and I'm gonna roll with him. And he provided a lot of meme-worthy content himself with just his faces and his reaction to stuff. So yeah, I was very entertained by the rollout and by the music. Mm-hmm. Have you listened to the album? I haven't gotten a chance
to listen yet, but I am eager to. I'll also say that everything felt really authentic. It didn't feel like they were trying, because a lot of times some of these legacy artists, when they have a surgence or they come out again, it feels like they're trying to follow what's the current, and they want to follow whatever wave that is. It didn't feel like they did that, even with the brands and stuff like that they tapped into. It felt like legacy partnerships or relationships that they've established over their careers, and it was easy to just make those phone calls. One thing that I did read is that they wanted these, the things that you're seeing that has been happening, which seems like over the past 6 months, they wanted it in a tighter window. They wanted something happening every day for 10 weeks or so.
Oh, wow.
So they wanted it even more compact and a bigger splash. But I think in hindsight, I don't know if they'll agree to this or not, but the way that it did roll out, it kind of gave them more runway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with you. Really good rollout.
Yeah. The Red Lobster CEO. Unless you've been under a rock, you've seen some of these commercials that they've dropped with the CEO talking about, it's a young black CEO, and he's saying
Adamolinkin.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that. Adamolinkin.
Sure.
I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but I did attempt.
But in the commercial, they're talking about the fact that they now have seafood boils and $5 drinks, and I see what you're doing there. I see who you're trying to get in there. It might work.
It might work.
It is. No. It is working. It might work on me, is what I meant to say.
Oh, it might work on you now. Listen, he is doing his job.
Listen.
If it might work on you,
catch me in the suburbs, and I might pull up to a little Red Lobster. I'm just saying.
he is doing his job. If he gets Janelle into a Red Lobster. But let's back up really quick. He is 36 years old, and he's the CEO of Red Lobster. I think he became the CEO. I think we covered this last year, summertime, around the same time, when it was announced that he was going to become CEO. Now, he became CEO at the time when Red Lobster was not doing well at all. I think as soon as he joined, they had to close so many stores, over half of their fleet are close to it. And then revise the menu and just how the whole operation is working. And a part of this is the seafood boil. Now, clearly he knows what he's doing with the seafood boil. Black people historically love seafood boils. So then there was historically, yeah, I'm giving y'all education here. And then so social media frenzy, everybody wants to try and be one to commentate and have commentary on the seafood boil. Now, there were mixed reviews.
There were.
But here's the part that got me. Yes. This man came out with a commercial. It was just like, y'all showed up for these seafood boils and, we really appreciate. And we heard the feedback. You want some of that spice, and we're bringing you the spice. So we have original spice, we have extra spicy, we have garlic parmesan, whatever other flavors, and we also are going to add the option that you can add whatever. I think that this is brilliant.
Within like a week turnaround, he was just like...
Market research and market response from a business, a brand, and a restaurant in real time, happening so quick. Yeah, he might get me too, because... that's what you want as a consumer. Yeah. If you have feedback and like the consensus is pretty much the same across the board, for you to respond to it and be like, all right, let's make it right. This is what they want. This is not right. I love it. I love it. I love it for him, and I love it for the brand.
He's showing people the way to go.
And I remember he came from P.F. Chang's. Remember we talked about that. He was at P.F. Chang's previously before.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I remember them having the black CEO, like a very young black CEO who then left. Mm-hmm. What I will say is, y'all got to cool it trying to throw it at the CEO of Red Lobster.
Wait.
On Twitter. Yes, they are. They are. It's getting ridiculous. God. Y'all
That's
have
crazy.
to chill.
That's crazy. I mean... that's,
but
I don't even know
it's
what to
be expected, though. It's to be expected.
Is it?
On Twitter.
Oh yeah.
The way they be cutting up, yes, it is to be expected. Right. I'm sure everybody at this point has seen the Ralph Lauren Oak Bluff. Is it Oak Bluff or Oaks Bluff? Oak Bluff collection. Mm-hmm. So I think this is like
Oak Bluff.
Yeah, like the third or fourth iteration of their like partnership with Spelman and Morehouse. I think we talked about it before. James Jeter, the creative director of Ralph Lauren, is a Morehouse grad. Was never, he's always kind of been in the background, been in the mix over there. So I think even before when their partnership with Spelman and Morehouse was first kind of announced, he was maybe not the creative director, but was definitely like on the team. Mm-hmm. And so this year they decided to take it to Martha's Vineyard to highlight the, in particular, the community of Oak Bluff, and talk about just kind of the historic, the history behind that particular neighborhood and how it was a place where kind of, Black folks could go and vacation during the summer, and things of that nature. So it was a beautiful collection. I think that it's also one of those instances where we talk about, like, did the brand do it the right way, or are they just kind of co-opting and borrowing the aesthetic? And again, having someone like James Jeter at the helm of something like this, it seemed like it was done very intentionally, like a true partnership with the schools, giving back to the schools and things of that nature, giving back to the community, highlighting aspects of the community. So we can start there. There's definitely more layers to this story, but we can start there. What were your thoughts on the collection and the campaign itself?
Well, for one, I thought the collection was pretty fire, especially how it's tied to that subculture, I guess, like the Black part of Martha's Vineyard. Did you get a chance to look at the documentary, like the 22-minute spot?
22 minutes? No.
Yeah, it was
I didn't know
a
there was a
long
22
form
minutes.
documentary, kind of like talking about the history. Had really good, like, what do you call those montages, B-rolls, like the curated, edited parts, but also that was woven into interviews and people from the actual town talking about it, talking about how it's been in their generation, like their families for generations, and you've had people from like 4 generations back talking about their grandparents had it or parents had it, and it was passed on. It was really, really good, really compelling. I learned a lot that I didn't know about Oak Bluff. And so check the box there. 2, I think having the first Black creative director, these are the stories you would expect the Black creative director to tell. Also, shout out to Joshua Renfro, who's the art director for this, friend of the show. So yeah, I thought it was dope. I know there are corners of the internet that have opposing feelings. So kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that piece too.
Yeah. I mean, so I feel like anytime the Black elite, or whatever we want to call
That's fine.
this
Yeah.
sector of the Black community, like anytime they're like the Jack and Jill Blacks get a little look, people are gonna be mad, right? Like people are always mad, and I get that to some extent, right? Because Polo has always been an aspirational brand, and so some of the pushback that I've seen, or people talking about the fact that, like, in the Black community, how Polo is worn, and like talking about the story of the low lives, like the folks that were like, you know, in New York scamming and stealing the shit to look fly on the street, boosting or whatever. But that's not aspirational, right? Like when I think of Polo, I'm thinking of those campaigns that had Naomi Campbell and Tyson Beckford. And like in none of those stories, or none of the storytelling that I've seen from the brand, is anything but aspirational. That's why folks were boosting to wear it. You feel me? Right. So it's just like, okay, those are cool stories. I just don't know that that's the story for Ralph Lauren to tell. That feels like an inauthentic story, potentially an inauthentic story for them to tell, or an off-brand story for them to tell in this particular way, in my opinion. So I just feel like it's a case where, like, anytime, like I said, the Jack and Jill folks or the folks that vacation on Martha's Vineyard are going to be like the topic or the subjects of a big campaign like this, you have to expect that you're going to get this kind of pushback. And yes, that's the kind of pushback that we got, because sometimes those folks are annoying as shit. Like, right. They really are. Because I even think that there were some folks that came out that were like, well, I vacation there, and, you know, nose up in the air and doing what they do.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So it makes it really easy to kind of hate on them a bit, but yeah, that's all
I saw
really
people, you know, saying that it was like disingenuous, because that's not the way that Black people interact with the brand.
That's not how you interact with the brand.
Correct. That's not how you interact with the brand. And I agree that it is aspirational, and their market is the affluent, and there are Black affluent people or that fit within their target audience. I also like the idea that they embraced a more nuanced version of Americana. Like, and generally when you see Americana from like this standpoint, it's always like the Ivy League, kind of like prep school and prep look and the white people. And it's like, that's not all that has this. And even if you bring it forward from like the Met Gala theme this year of the dandyism, that's all black. Would you say the same thing about that? Maybe not. So I think it's because it's a brand that is not a black brand, is where the issue is. But I think it hit. For me, this is a hit.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did it the right way. They told, to your point, a nuanced story. So I give them their 10s for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm tired of always having this conversation every time.
Well,
something like this comes out.
I think it's going to continue.
I know. I say I'm tired of having this conversation, but like that's literally what birthed this fucking podcast. So.
Oh, exactly. Continuing on Serena.
Yeah, you want to introduce this spot?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce this spot. So Serena Lincoln just dropped a new spot.
Literally.
You're not going to do this today. Lincoln just dropped a new spot. It's called Mic Drop.
Okay.
And the spot, it was a spot. It was a spot.
Rave reviews.
Okay, so it doesn't have rave reviews, but I have context. But can you
want to explain what happens in the spot?
Yes. So there's a picture of a Lincoln Navigator. Then you see a shot of Serena. This will be playing if you are watching. You'll see a shot of Serena.
Do you see it's her first? No, you see like raining.
No, you do. You see her the shoe. She has on a kitten boot, and she's walking to the truck.
That's where you first lost me. Kitten boot is crazy.
You were not going to make me do this. She's walking.
You insisted we talked about this, so let's go.
She's walking to the Navigator, and then mics begin to fall out the sky, like rain out the sky. Then she gets in the truck, and then it's over.
And then she grabs one of the mics before it falls on the car, and then she drops the mic because that makes so much sense. Because Serena, notoriously, is like seen with mics, right?
And then there's a song playing, like a beat in the background, like the beat, and it's so like an R&B inspired like type pop song.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
What happened was Lincoln signed Alicia Keys, or thought that they were going to sign Alicia Keys to do this commercial. And Alicia Keys backed out at the last minute, and they were like, "Damn, we got this concept, right? You know, everybody loves Alicia Keys, right? What are we gonna do? We got all these mics falling out the sky. We already got a treatment. We already got the director booked and everything scheduled. Fuck it. Let's just get Serena to grab a mic out the sky and drop it. Because our car is a mic drop." That's what happened.
Why Alicia Keys?
Because they always go with Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys always shows up.
Alicia Keys is just the one you tap when you need somebody.
Yeah.
She's the one that's going to work.
Exactly.
But would you associate mics and Alicia Keys?
Why would you set me up like that? You're right. No, I wouldn't. Not in 2025. Why'd you do that to me?
Y'all have got to stop.
Why'd you do that to me?
Can we pull the camera? Can we cut the camera?
Cut the camera.
You set me up and I took the bait. That's crazy.
But I mean,
you have a valid point.
You brought Alicia into it.
So here's the context that I think I figured out. And this might be a stretch. All right, so if you don't know, when Serena won her first Grand Slam, she bought a Lincoln Navigator.
Okay.
So there's
Great
context
story.
with the partnership with Serena, and that has been ongoing, especially with this new iteration of Lincoln that was probably like 5-6 years. Like they rebranded the truck. So there's a long-term partnership with Lincoln. Lincoln also has pioneered, like before the Escalade was the thing and the big truck and everything that everybody wanted, Lincoln has constantly been the evolution of technology and stuff like that in the space of oversized SUVs, for the lack of a better term. Okay. And so at one point in time in culture, the Lincoln Navigator was that girl.
Okay.
You remember in Johnson Family Vacation, they were driving in a Lincoln Navigator.
Yeah, that's when they really cemented themselves in culture. Johnson Family Vacation.
Janelle, if you don't let me get the story.
All right, I'm trying to land the plane.
Okay. So for a long time, Lincoln has not needed a lot of hoopla. It was like, we show up, mic drop, we're here. We don't need to say a whole lot. Serena also, throughout her career, being the champion that she is, when she come out on the court, it's done. Mic drop. She's had mic drop moments in her press conferences. I think, they were looking at both of those synergies and bringing them together. This isn't.
I mean, it's a loose connection at best.
I'm just trying to get into the minds of the brief. It's not.
No, I'm not rolling.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit. I didn't like it.
I didn't either, if I'm being honest. I wanted to.
Thank you for being honest.
I want to like it, but it just didn't land for me.
I just think, again, like with that story around how connected she is to the brand, there was just way more they could have done than like raining microphones and her grabbing one and dropping the mic.
Yeah, there was no voice. Was there a voiceover, a VO?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't like it. I want to like it. I don't. That's the hard truth for me.
Well,
she looked good.
Yeah, she did look good. She looked good. The car looked good. They lost me with the microphones.
Raining out the sky on
and
top
the kitten
of that.
boot. Just those two things.
I'll let her slide with the kitten boot.
Okay.
Never sliding on the kitten boot.
Oh.
Thank you, Amadi, for the commentary.
She has given us 20 years on them feet. She said, y'all are not put me in a 5-inch.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
fair.
I love Serena with all my heart, so nothing
do.
will ever change that. So Serena, if you ever see this, it ain't you.
We have to be objective.
Correct.
Yeah. For Pattern Beauty, our girl Tracy Ellis Ross, featuring the other cast members from Girlfriends in it. And my heart smiled because, Girlfriends is up there as one of my favorite shows. And obviously, because of the writer's strike at the time, we didn't really get like a good ending to the show. And they're always threatening to maybe do a movie and all of this kind of stuff. So to see like all of, to see Joan and Maya and Tony and all of them like in a spot together for Pattern, I thought was super cute. Long overdue. I'm like, y'all, why y'all just now doing this? But yeah, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is one for the mood board. Like, shout out to whoever wrote and directed this. I think it hit on all the notes, from like its relevancy, its cultural pedigree, tapping into who the target audience is. Like when you think of who Tracy would probably personify as who uses Pattern, it would be the fans of Girlfriends, the black women, black men, I guess, as well. But yeah, I think I love the spot. And then even like the script, like she's a mixologist, and the whole thing with Pattern is you use the different products depending on what your hair texture is. Like it's not like a suite of products and you use them all. So you mix and match depending on your hair type. So coming into the spot where Tracy was the mixologist at the bar and saying like, we have different cocktails for whatever it is that you need.
Yeah.
So I like that. And then also, was it Maya that fell out and was like, my curls fell?
I thought it was
somewhere
Tony.
in the spot. It was like,
Tony
you have a blow dryer too?
Yeah, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, yeah. So it like hit on brand expansion too, because I think this was introducing the new product. So yeah, I
and also like
thoroughly enjoyed the spot.
Pattern needed to fight back a little bit. Sacred's been
Yeah.
dominating the conversation. Those
Yeah,
edge drops
she
or
knew.
whatever.
Yes.
Sacred right now is on tour, on the
Sacred
Cowboy
is on
Carter
tour.
tour. You know, so Patton had to do something.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But brilliant and on brand.
Yeah.
And we love to see that.